Dunia July Sipita, Kikito, Kisi Lini, Murai, Pani, Plesaki, Pani Oran Missini. I see Bujala, Ipa, Pulona, Dunia Iniba, Parai Pumpo, when you put those got a kiana, or about you put a clue in a full look daughter, Dinila. Dunia Ini, Debachara intellectual humility, that's all of that. Damaluni does all of that. Intellectual humility. We're going to talk about intellectual humility today. And I'm going to start sharing screen. So from slideshow. On a research methodology, July Kisi to Kisili, Labone, July Kisi Lana Killa, but of Danny of Australian July Kisi, Kikito Kisili, Kunidini, Damaluba Harata Solotana. Week 6, we're going to talk about intellectual humility. So, intellectual humility, to be intellectually humble is to recognize the extent of your ignorance in any given situation, and more generally as a thinker. Because Holathala Damalu Bakabuni, Meter color, but Tulula, but Gavanola, but Gay Padagan, and your brave Sumura Pudaga, but little bit about Tulula, but a little bit. Consequently, intellectual humility includes being acutely aware that your native egocentrism is likely to function self-deceptively by telling your mind that it knows more than it does. That's all of that. That Ubakutere Banana, that thing, or that you feel that's all of that panny. Bahura, Bakitinyala. Me banyola order bahuda kunula sumula you think I kelala you think I helala you know but kelala hi you think I kelala or bahakupone sumunyon dadinema. To embody intellectual humility means being aware of your biases and prejudice as well as the limitations of your viewpoint. The Niba that's all of that, Copignoli, la Bagadulo, la Bamibanyola, or that Tidcotter, or da Bathala, aware Bagatita no. You find the Kakabakatita with of Kakani, aware Boda, Thala, or Uhuda Kakam, Uhuda Cotter Kaka. It involves being keenly cognizant of the extent of your ignorance when thinking through any issue, especially if the issue is emotionally charged. Those who are intellectually humble do not claim more than they actually know. Intellectual humility does not imply spinelessness or submissiveness, but rather the lack of intellectual arrogance, pretentiousness, boastfulness, or conceit. Akura wala ura da solo tala da dedi de bani de kewanyola hatelo tala tinyara killer tinyara ani di apinya bati de pama taba de pagpulu taba hetelo tala akla apsheba. Intellectual humility recognizes that you don't know everything. There is a lot that you don't know and will never know. Tawe ama la bete tinyaba, losuni nika tinyaba. Don't say something is true when you don't know for sure that it is. Nitella takaini lodi. Lots of things you think are true may not in fact be true. Lots of things people say are true are actually not true. And lots of things you read or see in the internet are not true. Always ask, how do I know that? How do I know that? ประชุมละอเมริกาบอกว่าจะมีအခုနဲ့ဒါလည်းပချုံမလအဘာရှုံးလာမီတမီမှာဒါလည်းပဖာဒါလည်းပစီညာဒါလည်းပတီလည်းအင်တာနက်ပူနေပနာပူနေတမီလာဘာခဲလပါအခုတော့ဒါတခါလည်းပမီရှုပမီရှုံးတခိုင်နေမယ်အဘာယာဒီစီညာလာအဘာတီလေဘဘာထောက်ဖို့နေပါတော့ဒါဆုနေတယ်နော် The opposite of intellectual humility is intellectual arrogance, a natural tendency to think you know more than you actually do know. Intellectual arrogance involves having little or no insight into your own self-deceptive tendencies or the limitations of your viewpoint. Intellectually arrogant people often fall prey to their own biases and prejudice and frequently claim knowledge they in fact lack. Tala todala tara tatinyala das holatanina miweda tapa ma tapa phana ta pa to pa ta di to pulo pulo khela yami akhora mi tar khala pe lo lo bazam jaba tala yete khayin nan yesumula aba puni an pa lo community the mitala danoko he dadula Christopher Columbus or da me pala hetini ko American awe the avon kind hini code pay a hini tawala pay I gave free copyright law I did that Paul Richard Linda Elderly Richard Paul and Linda Elder I did up a pair Columbus away 18 North American 18 American away Nalo Tadukera totally pula America puni mitana Tadukera totally pula wa mitala aba mitala kasaya basa Columbus when Columbus discovered North America, he believed enslaving the Indians to be entirely compatible with God's will. Based on his writings and actions, it was only through intellectual arrogance that he could possibly have believed he was privy to God's will. Jala amawin, jala nawin. Mira tar color, takapakapula tapupuena, tapakapula tapapuela. Lowe sumula taman, mita bakasayatan. Consider the following example expert taken from Howard Zill's People History of the United States. Papuala para wet. Howard Zill's akwebakara. Romi adasida solo Americani, were petroleum Indians, Columbus recruited, are so naive and so free with their possessions that no one who has not witnessed them would believe it. When you ask for something they have, they never say no. To the contrary, they offer to share with anyone. He concluded his report by asking for little help from their majesties, and in return he will bring them from his next voyage as much gold as they need and as many slaves as they ask. He was full of religious talk. Thus the eternal God, our Lord, gives victory to those who follow his way over apparent impossibilities. Columbus later wrote, "Let us, in the name of the Holy Trinity, go on sending all the slaves that can be sold." Columbus did a kind what totally funny, but like a native America, they kind of me pala to put a glue with it penny. Me pala, Tanyo, do not glue, you feel that it to then he not killing you. I put a with it penny. Away power did declare kiba puni awe devra so pala tamiki ta kiso do ni ta kiso finina do ni kuna awe ni ta color awe tu kuda kisanya ni awe devra na kisanya hipwata manu lo pikini tala akera ta fiba ni kera ta fini kuna awe dela la terra fosse scemi gmina kudori ni bata sao fora wini tar kala ni sumo pe timo pani ni tala kasaya to lo pala ka na di na la ka dikero pala wa apato to te ko pa pasi pa ya chi si pa ya awari to kuri pata fili ta wani ka stuwo ni ka ni ko away ni tala with tabadini lakini ini sabtona wasuni ataba intellectual arrogance intellectual arrogance is incompatible with fair-mindedness because we cannot judge fully. We're in a state of ignorance about what we're judging. If we are ignorant about religion, say Buddhism, we cannot fairly judge it. If we have misconceptions, prejudice, or illusions about it, we will unfairly distort it. We will misrepresent it to discount it. Our false knowledge, misconceptions, prejudice, and illusions will keep us from being fair. We will be inclined to judge too quickly and be overly confident in our judgments. These tendencies are all common in human thinking. Apaka pulla fare sono per finire kilami non ora da pata di perché signor sette da cani e signor sette la torni per tira adone e pira benite inyara fara pudata pudabani signor sette va fara pudata pudata tira non ora da tikala a chiesa tanna misuni temela per pudata na per mi perché hasine prodata Akura jadi kakala besar desnya begini kalau udah tanya ini lagi aja bahwa kedua tas ini apa nih dunia ada sen semua petinya ada begini learning deep versus learning superficial intellectual humility involves the ability to distinguish between learning that is deep and learning that is superficial Tinya bere da putih la pakara das von family bach awe no pare das hele da maloni tale jo da maloni tale do da maloni tale plat play la ni plan pi play la do to na kini jamilen kini kini in this activity, we ask you to test your ability to read this name. Lada Hudaya Kai Veramani. Think of a course you completed in which you receive a high school fairly high grade, high final grade on a blank sheet or paper. Write and elaborate on without consulting any sources answers to the following questions. What is the name of the subject, for example, history, biology? What is the main goal of studying this subject? What are people in the field trying to accomplish? What kinds of questions do they ask them? Ako ay eralo ko to masagot ini. Pagka tikwa tala da tikwa ni nakala little bit of my name. Na po to jo kai mangali pa max hin. Max lila pagkani pa mangali do mass be for on the pretending subject very little bit immediately. But what the little bit of the no pala ang malula working to do little bit I don't know me no away the ticket I think I'm meaning or quiz kicker in the half pisted column having I keep it to touch on not ever. Ako na yung na-twist the ko ba? Para torture ako na-twist there. Ako ra kay na-twist kaya rin pala ni when the Gigasamano, did name a person you think you know fairly well. Make two lists. In the first list, include everything you know for sure about the person. In the second list, include everything you know you don't know about him or her. And you ever learn of when you malon kikano, this kika, dorkani, de tala. But I got anything I will say, I don't know, and bar, anything I will do, say, like he me, include everything you know you don't know about him or her. Kikarakani, did I kill a bakala? Anything yala and the thing abakala. Yeah, you day, you papa, day, you ban, seeing when you hear doing ban. Pani, I tell you, Pinyara Kalipani, Pipani, I gave a creepy, marriage irritable feel away over the Patala Toba, ever for them. No, the Pani, to brought Kala Pinyala, you should more like it Pinya than you talk. One awake to Pum, awake to the Raji. One here, but you won't have clear like a letter to away for Paiti, be like a system. Yet Pinyala, yet Pinas from Mora, two away, let me be soon as more you brought upon away. Udonari, but you can see no carding, where we gave Puna bullet a catanic for Anna. Have no sissy can ever Anna be not to join an the happy way. The loving will be rewarded for Anna, that is the dim dick passion. Keep it load up Anna, I go but you push the happy way. Naki away, for me, Della, lady, I would did in oh, I see you, or when it had do put color like you think I buy me, or you think you just think I buy me. When it car, you dare to the bird make the that do the kai on one, yet I love my yet train. This yet particular perceiving me, that now you keep on reassuring the similar level heterojula, heterojula, then Kiaru Kumiko online what it treated data that get the color flexible not the silicon. Thank you, Sayashri. Till I could me.